America may have successfully declared independence in 1776, but they certainly love the exports. Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Brits who dominate US award shows. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the British actors who rake in awards at the Oscars, Golden Globes, and other galas the press uses to schmooze with big names in Hollywood.
Read Marcus Aurelius. Of each particular thing, ask, what is it in itself?
Number 10, Eddie Redmayne. At 38, Redmayne was still a fairly new face in Hollywood when he picked up an Oscar for playing Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything.
You're world famous.
For black hole, not for rock concert.
Sure, he had made appearances in Les Miserables and Robert De Niro's directorial effort The Good Shepherd, but he wasn't a household name until he walked on stage to pick up the gold. Even more impressive, at the time he was nominated for The Danish Girl, his hammy, throaty, downright bizarrely bad performance as the villain in the Wachowskis' flop Jupiter Ascending was making a run at the cinema, proving that some of the finest actors can succumb to their worst impulses and still be admired.
I create life! And I destroy it.
Number 9, Christian Bale.
Well, a guy dresses up like a bat clearly has issues.
It takes a lot of courage to claim the much coveted role of one of the most complex heroes in comic history, Batman. When Bale took on the cowl, however, no one got upset.
I'm Batman.
It felt right. We'd already seen that the actor was willing to transform his body for any role, losing 62 pounds for The Machinist.
Can I be lonely when I have you to keep me company?
Sure enough, he immediately beefed up for Batman Begins, and as much as some complain about his over-the-top growl, he nailed the role.
Where were the other drugs going?
Later, Bale wound up gathering up awards for such bodily alterations, winning an Oscar for playing a crack-addicted boxer in The Fighter and packing on weight to play Dick Cheney in Vice, getting a Golden Globe.
Let's check, see what plans they have to invade Iraq.
Number 8, Helen Mirren.
Long days, Elizabeth.
For Americans, Dame Helen Mirren can do no wrong. She can be in Caligula, one of the few actresses not to appear nude in that travesty, and walk away with class. The recipient of an Oscar for The Queen and 2 Emmys among other nominations. She appears to have free reign over Hollywood.
I doubt there is anyone who knows the British people more than I do, Mr. Blair, nor who has greater faith in their wisdom and judgment.
When she expressed interest in appearing in a Fast and the Furious sequel, she bloody well got a role.
Oh, no. No, you've already taken everything I have of value, Mr. Toretto. What more could you possibly want?
With that kind of star power and nomination for roles such as The Madness of King George, we say aim higher. You might as well shoot for female Bond.
Know your game, you monster!
Number 7, Anthony Hopkins.
Wake up in the dark and hear the screaming of the lamb.
Like Mirren, Hopkins has that touch of British class that can make the worst drag ever filmed somewhat respectable. A regular on the nominee list, he took home an Oscar for his role as Hannibal Lecter, the cannibalistic psychiatrist in The Silence of the Lambs, despite only appearing on screen for less than 25 minutes.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Since then, he's been a regular on the nominee list, even up for The Two Popes this year, and The Remains of the Day, and Amistad in the Past.
Your next slave who's devoted his life to the abolition of slavery and overcoming great obstacles and hardships along the way, I should imagine.
Even without a nomination, his work contributions to cinema and his regular appearances in Shakespearean works afford him the carte blanche he deserves.
In here we were gods, and you were merely our guests.
Number 6, Kate Winslet.
All of Philadelphia society will be there. And all the while I feel I'm standing in the middle of a crowded room, screaming at the top of my lungs, and no one even looks up.
Winslet is the first of many on this list to nail an American accent, particularly for her Oscar-nominated turn as the frustrated suburban mum in Little Children.
You guys come here a lot?
No, just the last few weeks. I usually go to the one over on Harris with the big wood things, you know, and the slide across.
She may have won for the reader a complex role about a former Nazi defending her war crimes, but her nominated roles in Iris and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind overshadow the win.
Wish me a happy Valentine's Day when you call. That'd be nice.
One in particular, Titanic, would not be Titanic without Kate Winslet. She's half of the modern Hollywood fairy tale love story, and teenage girls will never get the image of her on the mast out of their minds. From subtle to explosively gorgeous, Winslet has displayed the kind of range we want on screen.
I'm flying!
Number 5, Emma Thompson.
In fact, her romantic prejudices have the unfortunate tendency to set propriety at naught.
She is wholly unspoiled.
Rather too unspoilt in my view.
What people don't know is that she got her start being funny in a troupe with classmates Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry. All four made it on their own merits, with Thompson being the most notable, winning 2 Oscars for Sense and Sensibility and Howard's End. Both are period dramas, displaying her range to bring depth to any given era.
Oh yes, do stay for tea, Mr. Mercer. It's the least we can do, having made you all wet. Our brother's upstairs, so you'll have a chaperone.
But the awards are a footnote compared to her buddy cop-like relationship with Rickman, both dryly witty and full of charm.
You come to the centres?
You inviting me?
You bet. You like to be on top?
Half the time.
Want to have sex later?
Sure, I'll check with my ex-wife.
Check with my ex-husband.
They also made a charming, sometimes intimate pair, particularly their heart-rending relationship in Love Actually.
Would you stay, knowing life would always be a little bit worse? Or would you cut and run?
Number 4, Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh, wow, it's heavy. Up!
Of the Brits on this list, Waller-Bridge is America's most recent obsession. She just took home numerous Emmys and Golden Globes for her blunt, honest, funny Amazon Prime show, Fleabag, and was the showrunner for the first season of the hit Killing Eve. Both shows couldn't be more different plot-wise. But the earnestness Waller-Bridge finds behind the characters is witty and at times brutally confrontational. There's a working-class woman truth she brings out of which we can't get enough. And now she received what Americans must believe is the highest honour in England, next to being knighted, co-writing the next Bond film.
So business is good then?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Sounds like it's really good.
It is.
Number 3, Colin Firth.
Manners maketh man.
Hugh Grant begat Colin Firth, minus the creepy sex scandal.
All right, Cleaver, outside.
I'm sorry? Outside?
The man embodies awkward, stuffy, stuttering British charm.
Much appreciated, Eggsy.
It's fitting then that he won an Oscar for playing a newly appointed King George VI in The King's Speech. It's a challenging role, convincingly mimicking the real-life King's speech impediments and bringing vulnerability to a character desperate to swear it off, sometimes literally.
Shit, 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 yes, shit!
Some American teens first fell in love with the actor 15 years earlier, playing Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. When he broke big, it was news to many an annoyed boyfriend their special girl already had a place in their hearts for Mr. Darcy. For this, Firth will give men a lot to live up to. Number 2, Olivia Colman.
Rex Mayhew just sent that. Cairo Station, anonymous sender.
I'm lost.
Yeah, he's back.
Colman has had a storied career in England since 2000, appearing in shows like The Office and Doctor Who. But her international fame didn't take off until she was nominated for an Emmy for her excellent work as the overworked, pregnant British task force officer in charge of the miniseries The Night Manager.
Why does Jonathan Pine, respected hotelier, risk his career by snitching on his guests?
It wasn't long before her career took off, taking home an Oscar and a Golden Globe for her role as Queen Anne in The Favourite.
Do you really think you can meet the Russian delegation looking like that?
No.
Yanks may not approve of a monarchy, but they sure enjoy the history, honouring her with yet another Globe for playing Queen Elizabeth II in Netflix's The Crown.
In the hair.
A great many changes. But there we are. Age is rarely kind to anyone. Nothing one can do about it.
Number 1. Daniel Day-Lewis.
And the Enterprise is a great picture at the moment with this in regard to current turn the Royals losing the name of action.
If any actor is proof positive that the Brits deserve to take over American award shows, look no further. No matter what else came out, if Daniel Day-Lewis had a role, it's pretty much a guarantee he'll be winning. Since his win for My Left Foot in 1989, the lengths he goes to create characters, from living on set while shooting The Crucible to never breaking character during Lincoln, represents the kind of devotion a true artist takes towards his work.
It is a self-evident truth that things which are equal to the same thing are equal to each other.
And it's paid off year after year. He's equal parts terrifying, compassionate, heroic, and frail, all within one role or spread across many. One thing is for sure, Day-Lewis will continue to drink all of America's milkshakes.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.